Stop everything. Stop. Right. Now. This is not just another random MLB rumor. This is not just another name floating around Twitter, Threads, or X. This is one of those moments that makes the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation shake. Because the name taking over the last few hours, the name that's haunting, and at the same time reigniting, Dodgers fans everywhere, is Cody Bellinger. Yes, the former MVP, the champion, the guy who once was this franchise, the player we loved, then suffered watching fall, then watched walk away, and now might simply never come back. And I'm gonna be straight with you, looking right into the camera. As a fan, this story is not about nostalgia. It's about decisions that could change the direction of Los Angeles for years. Since early today, Dodger Blue has been in full meltdown mode. Timeline on fire, breaking Dodgers news blowing up, rumors spreading like wildfire. And everything comes down to one simple but heavy question. Does Cody Bellinger still make sense for the Dodgers? Because on the other side, the New York Mets and the New York Yankees are making serious moves. Money, years, internal pressure, zero emotional attachment. And when those two go all in, Los Angeles has to think twice. Let's talk facts. No romance, no hate, no blind homer takes. The Dodgers right now absolutely need an outfielder. That's a roster need. That's a real MLB adjustment. That's reality. And when you look at the market, there aren't many names that bring this combo. Elite defense, versatility, playoff experience, star-level pedigree. And that's exactly where Cody Bellinger shows up as an obvious solution. He's not the monster slugger from 2019 anymore. He's not pitcher's worst nightmare, but he's become a complete athlete. Runs well, plays unreal defense, can handle all three outfield spots, can play first base, brings WAR, brings quiet impact. In other words, he's exactly the kind of player Andrew Friedman usually loves. But here comes the detail that changes everything. The contract. And when I say contract, I mean something that makes people nervous. According to multiple reports, Bellinger wants the last big deal of his career. We're talking 6 to 7 years. 7 years. And at that exact moment, every rational Dodger fan felt that chill down the spine. The heaviest info comes from Jim Bowden of The Athletic. Strong source. Respected. Well connected to front offices. And what he's reporting is not great news for anyone dreaming of a reunion. Bowden states clearly, the Yankees have prioritized re-signing Cody Bellinger. And it makes sense. He produced in the Bronx, played strong right field, had immediate impact, stabilized the defense, and brought positional flexibility. But what really changes the game is the growing interest from the New York Mets. And here's where we talk backrooms. The Mets aren't interested just because they like the player. They're interested because David Stearns is under pressure. Let's remember, Pete Alonso is gone. Brandon Nimmo is gone. Fans are restless. NY media is ruthless. And Stearns needs a big name to control the narrative. According to Bowden, Bellinger would help the Mets in 3 ways. Prevent runs in center field, prevent runs at first base, keep Stearns' reputation alive as an aggressive executive. In other words, this isn't just baseball. This is political survival. And when a GM is fighting to keep his job, he offers more years. He accepts more risk. He signs deals a comfortable GM would never touch. And that's exactly where the Dodgers fall behind. Because while the Mets and Yankees won't hesitate on long-term deals, Los Angeles hits the brakes. And that's not random. That's philosophy. Andrew Friedman built this Dodgers era by avoiding long contracts for players who rely heavily on athleticism. And Bellinger relies a lot on athleticism. That's not disrespect. That's cold analysis. Even Bowden himself says, if a deal with the Yankees or Mets doesn't happen, and the Dodgers don't sign Tucker, a return to Los Angeles is possible. The brutal, simple translation: the Dodgers are Plan B. And yeah, that one stings, because no matter how the market works, fans always felt this relationship was different. But modern baseball has no emotional memory. It has spreadsheets, projections, decline curves, and then comes the reaction from opposing fans. A Mets fan named Jordan dropped a line that went viral. I get really nervous just thinking about investing 5 or 6 years in a guy like that. Things will get ugly when the athleticism fades, and honestly, he's not totally wrong. Because at the end of the day, there's a real risk that Cody Bellinger becomes just a more athletic Brandon Nimmo. Good player, useful, important, but not a superstar worth tying up payroll for almost a decade. And that's where Dodgers fans split. On one side, the heart. He's homegrown. He was an MVP. He knows what pressure in LA feels like. On the other, the brain. That contract could become an anchor. That risk doesn't fit the current philosophy. There are smarter short-term options. and I'll be honest with you, as a fan, I'm torn. Because I know he fits, I know he helps, but I also know 6 or 7 years is too much. And the Dodgers know that too. That's why the most realistic scenario has always been 2 or 3 years. Short deal, high AAV, low risk, high immediate impact. But then you're fighting Mets and Yankees offering double the years. And that's a war. The Dodgers usually don't fight. Meanwhile, Los Angeles stays on fire. The offseason is boiling. MLB updates don't stop. Every tweet is a bomb. Every rumor hits the heart. And the question echoing through Dodger Stadium is simple. Is it worth making an exception for Cody Bellinger? Because this decision isn't just about 2025. It's about 2028, 2030, 2031. It's about future flexibility. Who you don't sign later. Protecting the model that turned the Dodgers into a powerhouse. And at the same time, it's about identity, history, connection with the fans. Now I want to hear you. Would you give Cody Bellinger 6 or 7 years right now? Would you take that emotional and financial risk? Or do you trust Andrew Friedman to protect the future of the franchise? Drop it in the comments. I want debate. I want strong takes. I want Dodger Nation loud. And if you live this team, if you suffer, celebrate, argue, and love the Dodgers, subscribe right now to LA Dodgers News Today. Because there's no neutral talk here. This is a fan with a mic and his heart on the line. We feel every pitch together.